Ladies and gentlemen, this is breaking news. In this video, I'm going to show you an email that Cash App, a leading fintech organization, sent to one of its customers explaining why the financial institution rejected the Small Business Administration's deposit of the economic injury disaster loan. And watch this video until the end, because I'm going to explain to you what you need to do to receive your funds if you are in this situation, and whether you plan on applying for the economic injury disaster loan or the advanced program once the Small Business Administration opens the program up through legislation. Okay, a few videos back, I told you that the Small Business Administration was telling its employees to tell customers that if they are applying for the economic injury disaster loan or the grant program, that with using an online-only financial institution, one of these fintech organizations such as Cash App, NetSpend, PayPal, etc., Chime, that there's a high probability that one of these organizations will reject the Small Business Administration's deposit of the economic injury disaster loan or the advance. So a number of people responded by saying, oh, I received the deposit to my Chime account successfully, and larger amount of people have actually told me that yes, these financial institutions, these online financial institutions, have rejected the Small Business Administration's deposit for the economic injury disaster loan and the advance. That said, I just obtained an email that came from Cash App to one of its customers explaining why the fintech organization rejected the Small Business Administration's disbursement of the economic injury disaster loan. And here's what it reads. Upon checking here, I can see that your direct deposit has exceeded the maximum limits, which caused your funds are returned back to your ACH depositor within 3 to 5 business days. Please be advised that direct deposits cannot exceed $10,000 per day. Direct deposits over $10,000 must be done in multiple transactions across separate 24-hour periods. Please let me know if you have any other questions for me. I'm glad to help you. So, if you are encountering this situation, first thing you need to do is to file for reconsideration. First off, some of you may have the opportunity to log into your portal, and the portal actually provides some steps for you to file for that reconsideration. If you don't have that option, or even if you do have that option and you're still waiting on a response from the SBA, you want to send an email to pdcrecons, that's pdcrecons at sba.gov. In the subject line, you have to request you want to update your banking information. Then attach a voided check that has all the account numbers and routing number of the bank account that you choose to use. You want to send them a voided check from a financial institution that has a brick and mortar presence, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot stress that enough. You are going to get people telling you that I had a Chime account and Small Business Administration had no problem depositing the economic injury disaster loan or advance funds into my account. Nonetheless, these are exceptions, ladies and gentlemen. A number of people, this is probably the most widespread complaint that I hear from people, that I read about in regards to the people's problems with the processing of an economic injury disaster loan and the advance, is that they're using an online-only financial institution and they reject the funds, as per this email. Given problems. So if you got a loan coming in the amount of $38,000 or more than $10,000, $12,000, and you're gonna have a problem, because it's going to be very hard if you have the SBA to deposit. I haven't seen it where the SBA is depositing under 10, let's say a $9,000 deposit, another $9,000 deposit. People have enough trouble just trying to get the first deposit for the entire loan or the advance. So ensure you use a bank account with a brick and mortar presence if you are filing for reconsideration. And if you plan to apply for the economic injury disaster loan or the advance program, once through congressional legislation, the Small Business Administration opens up the advance program. Use a bank account with a brick and mortar presence. Again, I've said this several times in other videos. If you are a U.S. veteran, I do read that some of you are veterans, you can obtain a bank account, business bank account at JPMorgan Chase. JPMorgan Chase will not charge you for any maintenance fees, for any fees for money orders, for any fees for bank checks, etc. So go ahead and do that if you are a U.S. veteran. Nonetheless, regardless of what your status is, you want to use a bank account at a brick and mortar presence, ideally a business bank account. I know that a number of sole proprietors don't have business bank accounts, but ideally a business bank account in the name of the company that you use to apply for the economic injury disaster loan or the advance. All of that should be matching, because all of these things, if banks identify that there is a problem, that the disbursement is coming in the name of a name other than what's on the bank account, what's on file with the bank account, then that may be another reason for them to reject it. The Small Business Administration is finding that a number of these online only bank accounts, it makes the application more likely to be considered to be fraudulent. So that creates another problem, ladies and gentlemen. So do as I say. If for some reason it's taking too much time for you to contact or file for reconsideration with the SBA by emailing them, then go ahead and contact your congressional representatives, ladies and gentlemen. You can go ahead and contact them at govtrack.us/congress/members/map. Type in your address in the field and then click the button labeled Find My District. The page will populate its results with contact information for your congressional representatives in the House of Representatives and the senators that represent your state. And go ahead and contact them. Once someone gets back to you, they'll send you via email a privacy release form. You go ahead and fill it out, and then that congressional representative staff member or the people that do the legwork for congressional inquiries can file congressional inquiries. And I have seen applications get white glove status because a congressional representative is inquiring. As a matter of fact, I filed for an increase on my economic injury disaster loan. I was waiting a couple of weeks for a response from the Small Business Administration. I didn't obtain it, so I went ahead and as per one of my previous videos, I actually vlogged about this. I contacted all my congressional representatives, and one of them, Hakeem Jeffries, represents my district. He got back to me. I went ahead and filled out the privacy release form, and then the Small Business Administration actually contacted me back a couple of days later. So that works. Congressional inquiry, it works, ladies and gentlemen. And you could also go ahead and contact your local Small Business Administration office. Although the staff people at these centers, at the SBA, local SBA centers, they have nothing to do with the processing of economic injury disaster loan. They don't have access to the database. Nonetheless, they may have contacts at the central SBA office that's working with your economic injury disaster loan application, and they can move you along in the reconsideration process to ensure that you receive your funds for the EIDL application. To find your local SBA office, you can go ahead and visit sba.gov/local-assistance/find. That is sba.gov/local-assistance/find. Another thing, ensure that when you send the email to file for consideration, include your application number. I'm not sure whether I said that. Otherwise, it's going to have to say again, you send the email to pdcrecons@sba.gov, include your application number, and include a request for the updating of my banking information, and then go ahead and attach a voided check that has the account number and the routing number of the financial institution with a brick and mortar presence that you want the Small Business Administration to use when they disperse your funds for the economic injury disaster loan. Again, let me know what you think, and let me know your questions in the comment section below. Watch this video right here for continued stimulus and economic injury disaster loan coverage. Click the like button if you like the video. Click the subscribe button to stay on top of my findings. I will report what other people will not, and stop at nothing until each and every one of you receives all the funding and monetary ammunition you need to save this country as the backbone of our economic engine, ladies and gentlemen. May God bless you. May God bless the United States of America and everybody else on this planet. Talk soon.